Hi guys, want to welcome everyone back to Texas Silver. Before we get into this, I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's and be safe out there if you're going to go out and party and partake in the festivities. If you drink, please don't drive. Get a sober ride home. If you do go out, whether you drink or not, I would highly recommend that you stay wherever you go or get a hotel or something nearby. That way, if you do have to drive, you're not dealing with other people that are irresponsible, and I don't want anyone to get hurt or you hurt someone else. So I'm going to encourage you to get an Uber or have a sober driver, and if not, if you can, stay where you're at. That's probably actually going to be the safest for you. Just to let y'all know, I did drop a video yesterday on Rumble. The link is going to be down below in the description, so if you want to check that out, that link will be there. It's Texas Silver, one word, on Rumble. I encourage everyone to come over there if you haven't already. I did a video on the basics on the AR platform, going over weapons manipulation and the controls and all that. So if you've been on the fence about getting one because they seem maybe intimidating or scary, hopefully that video, I've had a couple people watch it already and give me feedback, and apparently they liked the video. It was very informative and I guess helped them out. So go check that out, and that is going to be the beginning of the AR series, and I'm going to go into, I'll probably do two or three more of those going into it. So this is basic, just giving you the ins and outs of the weapon system, how to manipulate it, unload, load, that kind of stuff. So if you are new to if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hopefully you like the content that I put out. If you've been here for a while and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also hit the bell notification. That way you're notified of the next video that I put out. I appreciate everyone sharing it, liking the video, commenting below. That helps out the channel and also helps everyone that watches the video. It helps us grow as a community. So that is greatly appreciated. Just to give an update on Jingle Bells, he is doing well. Mom is doing well. I have, and if you don't know who that is, you're gonna have to watch my other videos, but it's my latest calf that was born out here. I do have a little clip of him. I'm going to include at the very end of the video. Mom does have afterbirth in the video that she still has coming out of her. I've never had that experience before. They've always flushed it right away. Luckily, I went out there yesterday and now she has flushed that, so that's good. So just know that when you raise animals, it's not always easy. There's stuff that comes up that's unexpected, and I was going to have to either get a cowboy out here or a vet to deal with that, but luckily she passed it. I was concerned about it, but she's healthy now, so let's go 48. But I got lucky this time. All right, so let's move on to what this main video is about. So today I stopped by the grocery store just to grab, I don't know, 10, 15 items, and I've noticed this slowly over the past couple months, but today I noticed how the shelves are really becoming bare. So before it was just a couple select items that were out, but it looks like across the board, most of your items, it's starting to become very thin, and there's some items that aren't even there at all. So this is the worst that I've seen pretty much since the health crisis happened, where everyone out and just wiped out the stores. And this has been a slow thing. It's not like everyone's out there just mass loading up carts. But from what I'm seeing and hearing with the news, the mainstream media, but also there's, in the last 2 weeks, I think it's 6 or 7 personal friends of mine that I know have come down with the health crisis. So this thing, I think, is going to keep getting worse. And I think this could spark the same thing that happened back in 2019. We already have the supply chain issues because of everything that's going on with China, everything that's going on with the worker shortage, everything having to do with this health crisis. All this is compounding the problem and making it worse. Also, inflation is adding to this. So the prices are going up for all these goods. And so I think people are out there just buying this stuff, some of it out of fear, others of it out of just fear as in they're not going to be able to get it later on, or also the fear that if they don't get it now, it's going to be more expensive if they wait. And so this is just going to be a snowball effect. So I think this winter could be a big deal. Also, Jeremiah Babe mentioned this on his channel, and also hearing this on other sources, but China is stockpiling food over there for their, well, I guess the government's probably for their people. Who knows? That you never know what their motives is for what they're doing. We can only assume it's for their people. But what do they know that we don't know? Why isn't our country doing this? I guess they could be, and they're not telling us about it. But why would they be so concerned to stockpile all this food? So just know that nothing really bad has happened yet. So just think if they start implementing lockdowns again, or if there's some sort of natural disaster, kind of like what happened with the storms that came through Kentucky and all those states over there. If a bad winter storm comes through and the supply chains and the grocery stores are already half wiped out, just imagine what the stores are going to look like if we're dealing with something like that. So please, if you have the means, go get any provisions that you need, food, water, emergency food, canned food. Just try and stock your pantry if you can. If nothing happens, I mean, what's the worst that comes of it? You have, food on hand, and just know that food is going to keep going up in price. From what I'm hearing, it's just going to keep going up. You have a bunch of food manufacturers and companies out there that have already publicly stated that they're going to raise prices next year. So food isn't going to be any cheaper than it is now. So please, if you need this stuff, go get it. Get bottled water, go get filters to filtrate water, whatever you need. If you need it, I would highly encourage you to go get that now. I think this winter is going to get really bad. I've heard that it's going to be another cold winter, but who knows? But get all your heating sources locked on now if you haven't. So firewood, propane, home heating oil, however you heat your home. If you need a better jacket, if you need a new pair of boots, all that stuff, go get it now before all that stuff gets, picked up. Go get a generator if you need that. Also, I would highly recommend having some emergency cash put back. That way, if there is a power outage and you still need to buy stuff, and say your credit card machines or debit card machines are down, you're still able to exchange for goods and services, whatever you need. Also, remember to get all your supplies in your vehicle. So put a blanket out there, put some hand warmers, put a flashlight out there, stuff to keep you warm, some emergency food, some water. That way, if you do get stranded, because you can freeze to death. So just know that get all that stuff in your vehicle now. If you need a shovel, I don't know what you have in your area. Obviously, around here, we generally don't mess with that much snow, so I'm not going to keep a shovel. But if you're in an area that does, I would highly recommend having all that stuff in there now. But get all this stuff now, all this food and all these other supplies now. That way you're not trying to do it during a disaster when everyone else is out there. That way you're not fighting with the crowds or the bad weather, and you get to stay in your house where it's safe. And you don't have to mess with any of the bad driving conditions or crowds or, civil unrest or whatever. So get it now while everything is still calm and available. Another thing that I want to highly recommend is a window breaker. They have them on the back of some of these survival knives. Also, they have just window breakers out there. And just to let you know, a lot of people may not know this, but the weakest part of the window is actually at the base. So when the window's all the way up, down at the corners, down at the base, that's where you want to strike that. If you don't have one of those and you're striking it with a hard object, say a baton or a bat or a hammer or something, I've literally seen batons or whatever bounce off of windows because they're hitting the rounded surface of the window. So hit the base, and that will get it to break a lot easier. So these breaker tools, there's also ones, it's spring loaded. You push it up against the base of the window and it shatters it. I would highly recommend having one of those. That way, if you're ever in a situation where your vehicle gets washed off the road because of floodwaters or whatever, or you need to help someone out of a burning car or yourself get out, a lot of times there is also a razor blade on there to where you can cut your seatbelt and then break the glass and get out. I want to say they're $5, $6, $7, $8, $10. Order one of those for every vehicle and have it accessible. That way, if you ever get into a situation where you or a family member are trapped inside your vehicle, I'm going to leave it there. Again, please be safe. Have a wonderful new year. Like I said, if you are going to drink, please be safe, be responsible. And until the next one, God bless, and talk to y'all very soon.
Uh-oh, Big Daddy coming. Dad's shouting.
That's fine.